What up, y'all? Back reading Discipline is Destiny. Yeah, the introduction. Basically, yesterday we kind of read Four Virtues. Just the author kind of basically just went into talking more about how this is going to relate to Hercules. Well, how Hercules kind of related to us, basically in his time of conquering things and finding, basically fighting adversity in life, and he hits crossroads that we sometimes as people come across in the real world. So technically speaking, we are Hercules. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the introduction. 15-minute timer. Gotta get going. Let's get going. All right, this is the introduction. We live in times of plenty and freedom that would have been We live in times of plenty and freedom that would have been unfathomable to even our most recent ancestors. An ordinary person in a developed nation has at their disposal luxuries and opportunities that all powerful kings were once impotent to acquire. Impotent, it's a big word right there. I knew what it meant, it said, well, don't know what it means, honestly. So we're going to write that down, but I knew what the word said because it sounded out in my head. No way. Impotent. Oh, impotent to acquire. We are warm in the winter, cool in the summer, stuffed full far more often than hungry. We can go where we want, do what we want, believe what we want. With a snap of our fingers, pleasures and distractions appear. Bored where you are, travel. Hate your job, change it. Crave it, have it. Think it, say it. Want it, buy it. Dream it, taste it. Nearly anything you want, whenever you want, however you like it, it's yours. This is our human right, as it should be. And yet, what do we have to show for all this? Certainly not certainly not widespread flourishing, empowered, unshakable, unshackled, blessed, beyond expectations. Why are we so damn unhappy? No, literally, why are we so damn unhappy? Because we mistake liberty for license, freedom as as Eisenhower famously said, is actually only the opportunity for self-discipline, unless we'd rather be adrift, vulnerable, disordered, disconnected. We are responsible for ourselves. Technology, access, success, power, privilege. This is only a blessing when when accompanied by the second of the cardinal virtues, self-restraint. I'm not gonna lie, there's a bunch of words right here that I don't even know how to pronounce. Temperantia, Buttericio, Encrentia, self-restraint. Yeah, I'm just gonna show this. Because what are these right here? All these right here. I don't even know if, well, they're the second of the cardinal virtues, self-restraint. All of them. That's what they mean. They're the second part. From Aristotle to Heraclitus, Saint Thomas, Saint Thomas Aquinas to the Stoics, from the Iliad to the Bible, in Buddhism, Conf- Confucianism, in Islam. The ancient the ancients had many words and many symbols for what amounts to a timeless law of the universe. We must keep ourselves in check or risk ruin or imbalance or dysfunction or dependency. There was a lot of big stuff right there. So you guys, whoever's watching this, you guys can go jot down whatever you guys want to jot down. I'm gonna go back after the video, jot down what I need to jot down. Because there's a lot right there. There's actually quite a few things that I wanted to write down. But I'm not just gonna sit here and just write stuff. So we're gonna keep going. Next page. Of course, not everyone's problems are a result of plenty, but everybody benefits from self-discipline and self-control. Life is not fair. Gifts are not handed out evenly. And the reality of this inequity is that those of us coming from and disadvantaged have to be even more disciplined to have a chance. They have to work harder. They have less room for error. Even those with fewer freedoms still face countless daily choices. Whoa. Even those with fewer freedoms still face countless daily choices about which urges to indulge, what actions they'll take, what they'll accept and demand from themselves. In this sense, we're all in the same boat. The fortunate, as well as the unfortunate, must figure out how to manage their emotions, abstain from what should be abstained from, choose what, oh, abstain from what should be abstained from, choose what standards to observe. We must master ourselves unless we prefer to be mastered by someone or something else. That right there, I'm actually going to write down because that's actually kind of powerful. We must master ourselves unless we prefer to be mastered by someone or something else. That's right there is powerful, man. Master you before somebody else masters you. We must master ourselves. Basically, what the author's trying to tell us to do right there is go out and learn about yourself before you try to go out and trust somebody and, you know, find you in them when you don't even know you yet. You can't find somebody that you want without finding who you are first. That makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does to you, then it does to you because it does make sense to me. We're going to continue. We can say that each of us has a higher and lower self, and that these two selves are in a consistent battle with each other. The can versus the should. Whew. We can say that each of us has a higher and lower self, and that these two selves are in a constant battle with each other. That makes sense? We have two of each of ourselves in our mind. Right here, he says the can and the should. We have two of them, the can and the should. Remember that. What we can get away with and what's best. What we can get away with and what's best. The side that can focus and the side that is easily distracted. The side that strives and reaches, the side that stoops and compromises, the side that seeks balance, the side that loves chaos and not excess. The world for this inner battle to the ancients was Acretia. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Acretia. That's But it's really the same Herculean crossroads once again. What will we choose? Ooh, that was tough right there. That was nice. Which side will win? Who will you be? The ultimate form of greatness. In the first book of this series, on the cardinal virtues, courage was defined as the willingness to put your ass on the line for something, for someone, for what you know you need to do. Self-discipline, the virtue of temperance, is even more important. The ability to keep your ass in line. Self-discipline, focusing on what you said you were going to do and doing it, basically. The ability to work hard, to say no, to practice good habits and set boundaries, to train and to prepare, to ignore temptations and provocations. I'm actually going to write that word down. Provocations. I know I mean. Obviously, the root word is provocations. To keep your emotions in check, to endure painful difficulties. Self discipline is giving everything you have and knowing what to hold back. Is there some contradiction in this? No, only balance. Some things we resist, some things we pursue, and all things we proceed with moderation, intel- intentionally, reasonably, without being consumed or carried away. Temperance is not deprivation, but command on oneself physically, mentally, spiritually, demanding the best of oneself, even when no one is looking, even when allowed less. It takes courage to live this way, not just because it's hard, but because it sets you apart. Discipline, then, is both predictive, predictive, and deterministic. It makes it more likely you'll be successful and it ensures success or failure that whatever happens, you are great. Remember, whatever happens, you are great. That's what basically self discipline is. No matter what happens, you're telling yourself you are great because no matter what, tomorrow you're going to do the same thing, get better at it, and do it again and get better at it, and do it again and get better at it. Because no matter what, that's what it's basically saying. Going back to this page right here, it says two, hard work, two, say no, two, practice good habits and set boundaries, two, train and to prepare, two, ignore temptations and provocations, two, keep your emotions intact, two, endure painful difficulties. You are going to literally do every one of these when you are self-disciplined. You're going to work hard at whatever you said you were going to do. You're going to say no to these things that you said you were going to say no to. You're going to practice these good habits, eat healthy, go to the gym, set the boundaries of, hey, I want to work out for 30 minutes, eat good, and my boundary is I can't go past this time limit of eating. Set your boundaries. You're going to do that when you're self-disciplined. You're going to train. You're going to prepare every day. Write down what you need to do for that day. You're going to ignore temptations. You're going to ignore the fact that these bad people are going to be around you that you don't even like anymore, that you feel like you've counted out in your life, that you're going past them and achieving way better things than them. Right there, you are going to keep your emotions in check no matter what gets the best of you. You can't get mad at yourself for messing up with something that you are trying to do. You you are going to do it, but you're trying out. Does that make sense? You are going to complete it because you are self-disciplined. You are going to work hard, say no, practice good habits, train, ignore temptations, but keep your emotions in check. Don't get down on yourself. Don't get discouraged. Don't feel bad that you're not getting it. And don't give up on yourself. Right there. Don't, keep your emotions in check. Talk to yourself gracefully. Boom, I'm going to do this. I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing this. I'm great. I'm great at it. I'm going to get it. I am going to do it. Not I'm trying to do it. No, you're trying something out, but you're going to do that. You're going to complete it. You're going to accomplish what you said and have that self discipline of going out and getting it. But you are also going to endure the painful difficulties. You're going to have those down days. You are going to have those setbacks where you're going to have to take two more steps forward because you just took one more step back. Taking two more steps forward gives you back to where you just went. And guess what? Now you got to take one more step instead of going back. You're going to have these difficulties every single day just by being self-disciplined. You don't even have to be doing anything. It, it can just be what I'm doing right now, just writing little things down, just reading a book. I'm self-disciplined. I told myself every day I need to read something. Well, this is the way I'm doing it. I need to write down stuff because I can't really comprehend a lot of things. Because I read yesterday and I didn't know a lot of things, but I wrote stuff down because I looked back at it and I was like, wait, oh, wrote this down? Yeah, that's what, and I was basically able to go back and talk about what he was trying to, the message in that first part was. Obviously, this is just an introduction. That was a pretty long talk right there, but that was just basically going over what he was trying to talk about in that, basically the ultimate form of greatness right here. It says right there. Let me get closer. The ultimate form of greatness and all of that right there. The ability, self-discipline, ability. You have the ability to do this. Everybody does, including me, including you. Everybody has the ability. Go out and get it. We're going to continue. Right here at, well, let us go back. Let us go back to Eisenhower and his ideas that freedom is the opportunity for self-discipline. Does his own life not prove this? He plotted through some 30 years. Plotted? Plodded. I don't think that's the word. I don't think that's the right word, but we're gonna drop that one. I think it's plotted, but I thought plot was a T, but I can be wrong. I can be wrong. I don't know. Plotted? Plooted? Cloted? Plotted through some 30 years of unglamorous military postings before earning the rank of general and had to watch stateside. Yeah, and had to watch stateside as his colleagues won medals and acclaim on the battlefield. In 1944, when he was appointed Supreme Commander of the Allied forces in World War II, he suddenly controlled an army of some 3 million men. The tip of a war effort that ultimately involved more than 50 million people. There, at the head of an alliance of nations totaling upward of 700 million citizens, he discovered that far from being except from the rules, he had to be stricter with himself than ever. He came to find that the best way to lead was not by force or fate, but through precision, through compromise, through patience, by controlling his temper, and most of all, by example. Emerging from the war, he was a victor of victors, having achieved conquest at a level no man at arms ever has or hopefully will ever again. Then, as president, overseeing newfound arsenal of nuclear weapons, he was literally the most powerful human being in the world. There was almost no one or nothing that could tell him what to do, nothing that could stop him, no one who did not look up at him in admiration or away from him in fear. Yet, his presidency involved no new wars, no use of those horrible weapons, no escalation old conflict, no escalation of conflict, and he left office with persistent, read that real quick. Yeah. And he left office with prescient warnings, prescient, Crescent warnings. Where about that? I lost it. Oh, I lost the word. Where's it at? There it is. There we go. All right. Crescent warnings about the machinery that creates war. The so-called military-industrial complex, indeed, Eisenhower's most notable use of force in office came when he sent the 101st Airborne Division to protect a group of black children on their way to school for the first time. And where were the scandals? Public enrichment? Broken promises? There weren't any. His greatness, like all true greatness, was not rooted in aggression or ego or his appetites for a vast fortune, but in specifically, oh, simplicity and restraint in how he commanded himself, which in turn made him worthy of commanding others. Constraint con- contrast him with the conquerors of his time. Contrast him with the conquerors of his time, Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin. Contrast him even with his contemporaries, MacArthur, Patton, Montgomery. Contrast him with his peers of the past, Alexander the Great, Xerxes, Napoleon. In the end, what endures, what we truly marvel at, is not the ambition, but the self mastery, the self awareness, the temperance. As a young man, Eisenhower's mother had quoted him a verse from the book of Proverbs. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. She had told him, and he that ruleth, that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. She taught him the same lesson that Seneca himself tried to instill in the rulers he advised, that most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. Going back to what he said, control your mind before someone controls yours. Still, there is a part of us that celebrates, perhaps envies, those who let themselves get away with more, who hold themselves to lower standards. The rock stars, the famous, the wicked. It seems easier. It seems like more fun. It might even be the way to get ahead. Is that right? No. It is an illusion. Under closer inspection, no one has a harder time than the lazy. No one experiences more pain than the gluten. No glutton, not gluten. No success is shorter lived than the reckless or endlessly ambitious. Failing to realize your full potential is a terrible punishment. Greed moves the goalposts, preventing one from ever enjoying what he has, what one has, not he. Even if the outside world celebrates them, on the inside there is only misery, self-loathing, and dependence. With regards to temperance, the ancients were found of the metaphor of a charioteer. Charioteer? Charioteer. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Charioteer. To win the race, one must not only get their horses to run quickly, but also keep the team under control, calm their nerves and jitters, have such a firm grasp on the reins that they can steer with pinpoint precision in even the most difficult or circumstances, the most difficult of circumstances. There's that word again. The charioteer must figure out how to balance strictness and kindness, the light and the heavy touch. They have to pace themselves and their animals and find every ounce of speed when it counts. A driver without control will go fast, but they will inevitably crash, especially around the hairpin turns of the arena and the winding, pockmarked road of life, especially when the crowd and the competition are rooting for exactly that. It is through discipline that not only are all things possible, but also that all things are enhanced. Name someone truly great without self discipline. All right. It is through discipline that not only are all things possible, but also that all things are enhanced. Name someone truly great without self discipline. Name one. Calamidius? Call Calamitus. Calamidius? We'll write that one down. Virtuous undoing that was not, at least in part, rooted in a lack of self discipline. More than talent, life is about temperament, and temperance. The people we admire most and will explore in this book, Marcus Marcus Aurelius, Queen Elizabeth II, Lou Gehrig, Angela Merkel, Martin Luther King Jr., George Washington, Winston Churchill, inspire us with their restraint and dedication. The cautionary tales of history, Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, King George, stun us with their self-inflicted destruction, and because each of us contains multitudes, sometimes we see both excess and restraint in the same person and can learn from both. Freedom requires discipline. Discipline gives us freedom. Freedom and greatness. Your destiny is there. Will you grab the reins? And that, my folks, is the end of the introduction. Discipline is destiny. Boom. That right there is what we read so far. It's this right here. Too crazy. Next video, we got part one. The exterior body. We'll go ahead and get that one going in the next video. This one ran a little bit long, but I talked a little bit more in it. Overall, so far, good read. This much to go. We'll see how we get done. I know I said 15 minutes, probably read about 20, but it's all good. I wanted to finish the introduction today so we can get going on to the actual. And then this time we'll actually just go paragraph. So I'll just read paragraph. Depending on how long it is. I'll try to cut videos off around 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. But catch y'all in the next one. Stay with me.